I welcome you to this session of ISO 9001 2015, and today we are going to talk about clause number 8.3.4, Design and Development Controls. So as usual, first of all, I'll read out the requirement to you as given in the standard. Clause 8.3.4, Design and Development Controls. The organization shall apply controls to the design and development process to ensure that A, B, C, D, E, F, there are 6 points in this. A, the results to be achieved are defined. B, reviews are conducted to evaluate the ability of the results of design and development to meet the requirements. C, verification activities are conducted to ensure that the design and development outputs meet the input requirements. D, validation activities are conducted to ensure that the resulting products and services meet the requirements for the specified application or intended use. E, any necessary actions are taken on problems determined during the reviews or verification and validation activities. And F, last point, documented information of these activities is retained. And there is a note below, the design and development reviews, verification, validation have distinct purposes. They can be conducted separately or in combination or as is suitable for the products and services of the organization. So this is the total requirement, and now let us discuss it in more detail. So when we carry out the design and development of a product or service, we are supposed to be exercising controls. The organization shall apply controls to the design and development process. Why? To ensure that, number A, the results to be achieved are defined. What results we are supposed to achieve, those results must be defined. That means we must have clear idea about the product or the services that are to be designed and provided to the customer. So this has got to be, the results to be achieved they have got to be defined and documented properly. And B says, the reviews are conducted to evaluate the ability of the results of design and development to meet the requirements. Now the reviews, why we carry out reviews? We have to review whatever design we have carried out to evaluate the activity of the results of design and development. Whatever the results of the design and development have come out, or whatever is the design which we have carried out, whether it meets the requirement specified by the customer or not. So the design, whether it is meeting the customer's requirement or not, has got to be verified. So it has got to be reviewed. So reviews are conducted to evaluate the ability of the results of design and development to meet the requirements. Requirements could be the customer requirements or the organization requirements or the requirements of the regulatory authorities or any other requirement. So reviews have to be carried out to ensure that the design is meeting all the requirements as specified by the customer or the regulatory authorities or the organization or the standards that we are following. So all the requirements should be met. Now we come to C. C is regarding the verification activities. So the verification activities are conducted to ensure that the design and development outputs, they meet the input requirement. That means there is an output available in the design relating to all the input requirements to the design. So that means we are taking care, we are definite that we have taken care of all the inputs and the related outputs are available in the design and development. So that is the verification activity, to ensure that the design and development outputs, they are meeting all the input requirements. So input and output, whether they are matching or not, this has to be verified. So that is verification activity. Now next is D, validation activities are conducted to ensure that the resulting products and services, they meet the requirements for the specified application or intended use. We want to be sure that the product or the service is meeting the customer requirements. So actual, during the actual use by the customer, whether the requirements specified are fully met or not. So that becomes the validation. That means the product gets validated if it is meeting all the customer requirements during the use by the customer. Now this validation may be possible after the product is designed, if the product is of the nature where the validation can be carried out. But there are cases where it is not possible to carry out the validation of the product or the service that we have designed. In that case, we may take take advantage of the softwares available for verification for the validation activities. So validation can be done with the help of the softwares. So that is the way to carry out validation. For example, the load carrying capacity of a bridge. We may not be able to validate unless we carry out the validation according to a particular software which is specifically designed for testing the load carrying capacity of the bridge. There are softwares and we can take advantage of such softwares. So validation activity means ensuring that the product is meeting the requirement of the customer in the actual user condition. That is the validation. So if it is meeting the requirement under actual user condition, then we say that the product has been validated. And E is any necessary actions are taken on problems determined during the reviews, verification and validation activities. If we have found any problem during the reviews, then we must take action to modify the design accordingly, so that the design comes is fully ready for the verification, validation and reviews. So the reviews have to be carried out in case the necessary actions are taken on problems determined during the reviews or verification or validation activities. If we have come across any problem during these three stages, that means the reviews, the verifications and validation. So we should be clear what is the difference between reviews. Reviews are the design inputs and design outputs are matching. That means all inputs have been taken care in the output. And verification of the product is carried out to ensure that the output meets the input requirement. The output is meeting the input requirement. That means the product is verified. And validation activities, we verify the product or we validate the product under actual user condition, whether the product is working okay or not. So we have to clarify carry all these three requirements. That means the reviews and verification and validation activities. And E says any necessary actions are taken on problems determined during reviews, verification and validation activities. If we find any problem, then we have to review the design and ensure that finally we have a design available with us which will meet all these requirements. Requirements of reviews, requirements of verification and requirements of validation activities. And the documented information of these activities has to be retained. That means the records have to be retained for the reviews carried out, for the verification activities carried out, and the validation activities carried out. How we have done these activities, what are the results, all these records have to be maintained. So documented information here is pertaining to the records which have to be maintained for all these activities, and the records have to be retained. And there is a note below. Design and development, reviews, verification, validation have distinct purposes. So we have discussed all these things just now, and we hope that the things are clear to you. And these things can be conducted separately or in combination or as is suitable for the product and service of the organization. So the reviews, the verification and validation services may be conducted separately or in combination with each other as the product may require or as is suitable to the organization. So, but the purpose should be clear to us. We should be clear what are reviews, what are verification, what are validation. So this we have discussed in detail. Hope the things are clear to you. And in case you are liking my videos, please give me a thumbs up, give me a like, and also share my videos with your friends and colleagues so that they can also take advantage of these videos. And please do subscribe to my channel and also press the bell icon so that as and when I load my video, the information regarding loading availability of the video will reach you and you will be able to see it without any delay. So thank you very much for watching my videos, and we meet again on next Sunday when we are going to discuss design and development outputs, that is clause number 8.3.5. So thank you very much. Bye bye and see you again on next Sunday. Bye.